Ms. Janet Ang.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the privilege to join in a debate on the subject of the Energy Resilience Bill. Singapore's energy network, like our water network, is a critical national infrastructure. I rise in support of the Energy Resilience Measures and Amendment Bill. Climate change is a global emergency and a threat to mankind. This House has committed that the government, in partnership with the private sector, civil society, and the people of Singapore, will deepen and accelerate efforts to mitigate and adapt to climate change and to embrace sustainability in the development of Singapore. The multi-ministry Singapore Green Plan 2030, which was unveiled at Budget 2021, is an exciting vision and a rallying cry for the whole of Singapore to work towards becoming a sustainable, smart nation. And Singapore has made strong commitments to reduce carbon emissions for a more sustainable future, with water, food, and energy being three critical pillars of our Singapore Green Plan 2030. The energy sector, as Minister has said, has a key part to play as it accounts for about 40% of Singapore's carbon emissions. Minister has also shared in his speech that Singapore will be embarking on a multi-decade program to transition our electricity generation to low-carbon generation sources through 4 supply switches. First, by enhancing the energy efficiency of natural gas power plants. Second, by accelerating solar deployment. Third, by tapping on regional power grids for low-carbon electricity imports. And fourth, by developing low-carbon solutions such as hydrogen and carbon capture, utilization and storage solutions which will enable decarbonization in the longer term. The government will therefore need to manage the transition across all of the 4 national switches while maintaining energy reliability and affordability. This bill has been set out to enable EMA to implement this energy transition without disruption while ensuring the sustainability, security, and reliability of the power sector. So to ensure energy resilience, there has to be some degree of re-regulation, I suppose, even as Singapore has gone through a phase of deregulation for a strategic resource like electricity supply. To rely entirely on import for our fuel to generate electricity does have its challenges, as we have experienced. Now, countries like Japan, after the Fukushima incident, has stocked up gas supply, and so has China, which now is able to release gas stock due to shortage of coal. So while competition has helped to drive electricity prices down for a while, the recent surge in energy prices has led to the exit of many retailers and left some consumers exposed. This is yet another example that we cannot leave it to the market to find its equilibrium for a strategic resource like electricity. Hence, the amendment to the energy bill is timely. The authorities has to take proactive steps to ensure energy security, including taking control of critical infrastructures and balancing market optimization with provisions for operational continuity and resilience. Now, amongst the amendments is one which enable EMA to acquire, build, own, and/or operate critical infrastructure. There has been a decline in investor appetite for the building of new generation capacity as the world transitioned to cleaner energy sources. And COVID-19 pandemic only makes the situation worse. Now, this amendment will enable EMA to ensure the reliability and resilience of our energy pillar should private sector fail to step up. So amendment will also enable EMA to raise capital or issue bonds for infrastructure should EMA need to step in. Now, this might, of course, be viewed as a step back in an otherwise deregulated market. I indulge the Minister with more questions than answers and hope that he can clarify my questions and provide the clear narrative of Singapore's strategic approach going forward to ensure energy resilience. First question, how will the investment of existing power generation players in Singapore be protected? I understand that there was a public consultation, like Minister has mentioned, and what were the industry's main concerns and how does the government plan to address those concerns? The Singapore MTI with EDB and MOF are extremely skillful in selling the strengths of Singapore as an investment destination and for putting together the whole of Singapore capabilities and incentives to attract visitors to come. Why does MTI think that private sector may not continue to invest in this space? What is needed in order for Singapore to continue to be attractive for the big players in the energy space to land and expand and contribute to the building of our 4 supply switches? It is, of course, prudent for Singapore to build our capabilities if we are to ensure resilience and security in our key pillars. We have done it for water with our 4 national taps, built our own capabilities in desal, as well as new water, amongst others, and built a strong DNA that will ensure our water resilience and security will not be threatened. So in the wake of recent challenges with the exit of power providers, it looks to me like a timely wake-up call that we ought to be prepared to do the same for energy. So how will Singapore plan to execute this strategy? Do we have the skilled resources to undertake such a program? And lastly, how will we pacify the players in the market that there will be fair play and no unfair competition? And how will we continue to attract investments in research and innovation in this whole sector? And what is the impact on the Singapore households and businesses? Notwithstanding my questions, Mr. Speaker, I fully support the bill.